Happy rising, everyone. If you're here with us or if you're watching the recording, this is our prenatal part two of our series over the new year. My name's Liz. If we are new to one another, my pronouns are she and her, and I'm super honored and excited to share this somewhat new practice to even myself. So welcome to the space. This is a curated space for those who are on the pregnancy journey, whether you are trying, expecting, postpartum, or any support system person to someone who is. This will be a beautiful practice. It's a gentle practice, great for all bodies, really. But we'll have some catered time and instruction to go over the movements to facilitate space and safety when we are with baby inside of our belly. So, and after, right? We don't talk a lot about after giving birth, no matter what kind of birth experience we may have. The birthing person after the fact kind of seems to be forgotten about. So I'm excited to normalize that also. While you're healing, this can be a great practice too. So with that being said, I just want to reiterate, really bring the message home that this is really about tuning into the body and picking up on the body's cues, which can have so many benefits, right? Even if you're not expecting or postpartum, but it's really important now to notice the daily changes in the body and use those cues and some of the tools we'll go over today for cultivating the best experience that you can have. It's a very sweet and tender time. While we are settling in here and warming up, you can go ahead and grab your props. They can be blocks, they can be books, pillows can be really nice, chairs. I'm going to do my practice next to my awesome new couch. I'm going to use that. There's also a very sturdy kind of coffee table footrest there. So having these things around you can be really helpful, and having the wall nearby can be really helpful. So before we begin, I'll go ahead and share a little bit about my story and why I'm doing prenatal yoga. I have never been pregnant or given birth, but my wife and I are now on that journey. So we're doing all the testing and all the appointments and all the things to get that process going. And it is a process. So a lot of respect to the process has to be given. We first decided that I would carry first, and soon learned through all these tests that my hyperthyroidism, so the gland right here in the throat, was in overdrive. So it would actually be really dangerous for me at the time to carry a pregnancy, to carry a baby. So I spent, the last year or so or more, it feels like, getting those levels under control. So meanwhile, while I was doing that, we decided that my wife would carry first. She's very open about her BRCA gene, which is a gene that basically means you're going to get breast cancer and you're going to get some kind of cancer, or it's connected to ovarian cancer also. So you need a double mastectomy preventative. She already had that done as about a 30-year-old, and then 35 is the age you're supposed to have your full hysterectomy. So at age 33 now, it's about time. So it's actually perfect timing. This beautiful kind of container of time where we will try first. So it's definitely shined a lot of light on the needs of people going through this journey as we are in the beginning phases of it, and to become as knowledgeable for myself and for her as possible. I said, COVID's a great time to do an online training, extend my education and my knowledge. So I did a prenatal yoga class, yoga training, plus in conjunction a doula training, and so trained certified in both. But I will say those two things I think should always be put together, because the education from both sides and being able to guide someone's movement from the yoga aspect and the breathwork aspect of spirituality, and combined with the doula knowledge of the things you need to know to support someone else, from their body to their spirit to all the things you need to know for birth. It's a really, really awesome combination, and it was one of the best experiences I've had. So this is a really special thing, and I'm so happy that you're here. But it's all about slowing down. It's all about slowing down, really becoming mindful and aware with what's going on inside of you. Hang on 1 second. There you go. Amazing. So, starting off, it's all about starting slow and returning to the roots of the practice. So I should have brought it with me, but it's a Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, if you ever heard of that. This is a great book to dive into. It's a bit of a tough read, I will say. Even the commentary is a bit of a tough read, so I suggest, the easy read versions of them. But they have guidelines to life, not just for pregnancy, but in life in general for everyone. And things called the yamas and the niyamas, which are, again, guidelines internally and guidelines, how we are to the world and with each other. And they help us deal and kind of process with these guidelines complex emotions and complex things that have to do with being a human. And it can be extremely helpful and comforting to lean into these practices. These guidelines help us surrender, and they help us self-reflect, which is so important during this time of expecting and after. So today we practice connection with the body and ourselves and our baby, and I think most importantly, how to modify movements that you may already be accustomed to, but modify them, learning how and when we should modify, and what we should change, and how to pick up on those cues to make change. That's what we'll do today. Some don'ts. Closed twists. I'll show you what that means. So, twisting like this would be a closed twist. It's very tight in the body. Instead, we want an open twist, keeping the belly space nice and free. If you're practicing in the first trimester, but you've had a history of miscarriages, I would say don't practice until you've gotten your okay from your doctor. The first trimester is typically more sensitive, more fragile. Don't do things that don't feel good, and don't practice in the heat. We do not want to overheat baby. Some do's: be mindful of relaxin. It's a hormone that quite literally does what it says. It sounds like it relaxes your joints and ligaments. So this is great, because this will help us make more space, especially in the pelvis, as things start to really gear up down there. But what this means is we can go too far into it. We can go too far into postures we normally can be in, but this time of our lives it might be a little bit too much and dangerous, and we might actually hurt ourselves instead. So do what feels good. And ways we can make these decisions of what we should and shouldn't do is ask, is this pose where I'm at increasing my breath or making it more difficult? Is it adding space, or is it making less space? Am I comfortable? And is my baby comfortable? So keep those questions in mind as we go along. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to head back here with my notes. We'll start in a seated posture. So if for you that's more comfortable on pillows or blocks, or hey, even a chair, go ahead and go to a seated position that is comfortable for you. And we'll sit up nice and tall. Nice long spine. Rooting down through the pelvis. Finding comfort and ease. Just close the eyes for just a moment and take a deep breath in and a smooth breath out. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, cleansing breath. Allow the body to relax. Exhale. We'll gently begin moving the fingertips, fluttering the eyes back open. And we'll start with some Soupy Rolls. So you'll bring your heart forward and then over to one side towards the knee and then back around. And we'll keep this very gentle. Your circles can be very small, but as you inhale, bring the chest forward, leading with the heart. And exhale, pull it back. So if you're in your second or third trimester especially, we'll keep lots of space for belly. You may not, fold down as much. Again, what feels really nice? You can add in the neck here, dropping chin on the way back. Ooh, that feels good. Inhale, heart forward. If you can find your own rhythm. Be here for 2 more breaths. In your own timing, you'll just simply switch directions. Pulling back on the exhale. Inhale, heart pulls forward. Noticing the rock and the movement of the pelvis. Allow it to tilt each way. All the while breathing deep and letting the shoulders relax. We'll come back towards center. Roll those shoulders up and back a few times. It may even feel good, a little self-massage here. This is a love yourself moment you can do any time of day. Just a quick check-in where stress kind of hides. Just knead it out. And inhale, arms lift on up. We exhale, the hands can come to the knees or even the floor in front of you, and find this lift up and out with the heart. This will help the pelvis tilt as opposed to rounding through the spine. We want that. Finding a fold that feels so good. Feels okay in the neck. You can drop the head. So beautiful. Walking the hands back towards the body, the spine comes upright, and we'll just switch directions of the leg. So if you have them crossed, cross them the other way. As we inhale, arms lift on up to the sky. Exhale, drop your left hand down. Your right hand stays up high. Check in with that shoulder and that it's in its own socket, even though we're reaching, and then crescent over. Side body stretch. Keep the hips grounded, your root, your foundation as we reach. And then we'll make a rainbow with our fingertips coming all the way to the other side. Inhale, opposite arm up and crescent over, exhale. Feels so good reaching out from the hips. One last breath. Stay for the release. So we inhale, both arms lift on up to the sky, and exhale, twist to the left. So we find a gentle twist. And if it feels even better, the arms can be rather wide. And leading with the heart in the upper back. Find a twist, and if you want, look behind you, getting into the cervical spine as well. Take a deep breath into the belly, creating space. Exhale back to center. Beautiful. Inhale, arms lift on up. And exhale, we twist to the other side. Find length and height in the spine. And look behind you. Deep breath into the belly. And exhale, we come back to center. Go ahead and fold forward, same as before. Might feel different on this side. leading with the heart. Slowly begin to walk the hands back to the body, coming upright and settling into a spot after a little bit of movement. You'll find some stillness. One hand can come on the belly, one hand can come on the heart, or both hands on the belly, perhaps with the belly button in between your thumb and index finger. Making this physical connection, close your eyes if you feel safe to do so, or look at the floor in front of you. We'll begin some belly breathing. So as you take your breath, think of it passing the lungs and going down into the belly and pressing the hands away from the spine just a little bit. And as we breathe out, the hands recede back to its normal position. As we're pressing the air out of our bellies, relax the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Just like that, centering yourself, calming yourself. Notice where you may hold tension and give the offering of release. It's in this breath that calms us, where we find our power, find our own flow. We can hear ourselves and baby a little bit better, a little bit more clear. If you ever feel like this breath is being hindered or lost at all, it's okay. You'll just stop what you're doing, literally stop any posture or activity and just center yourself. Today we honor the life within and the life outside of us. We honor ourselves and our body as we get to know and explore ourselves tonight. If you'd like to set an intention, now is a beautiful time. Maybe it's baby, maybe it's devotion to this new chapter, maybe it's to patience. Whatever's calling your name, whatever reason you may have come here tonight, go ahead and set that intention and let it guide the rest of your practice. And with that set, we'll go ahead and head to hands and knees. Coming onto all fours. If the knees are sensitive, it's a great time to get an extra blanket, get some layers underneath the knee. And maybe we start to widen the knee stance a little bit. So instead of right under the hips, always feel free to make more space, widening the knees in any posture. And being mindful, let's say little by little we'll grow the depth of the posture. We'll just dip the belly, tilting the pelvis a little bit, looking up. Inhale. And as we exhale, round through the spine, being careful not to have that crunching feeling, but in a safe, open way, release through the back. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. And exhale, tilt the pelvis, pulling belly back in space. And you'll keep flowing like this. Soon you may find that some organic movements start to call to you, maybe looking left towards one hip, maybe looking right. Wherever you are, we'll begin some circles with the hips. This can help loosen up the pelvic floor, but also everywhere around the pelvis. This will start to bear more weight, and we'll start to feel different day to day. So if you've gone in one direction, you can start going in the other direction. Deep breath in and out. Cool. So if you ever feel like you need more height in the hands, a block is great. So I'll show you here with one block underneath the right hand. Inhale the left hand to the sky. Again, we practice twisting, focusing more on the upper body, letting the belly stay open and free, unbound. Let the lungs have a moment of a new shape and a more open shape. And we'll bring that hand right back down and switch. So the left hand plants down. On the next inhale, lift the right hand to the sky. Breathe in and out. Exhale, both hands down. Okay, from here, come up to your tippy tip fingers, tuck your toes just a bit, and we'll slowly start to sit on the heels. This can be rather intense, and we'll only be here for a moment. So take a deep breath in. If you want to roll through the shoulders or roll through the wrists, it's a great moment. And then we'll lift up on knees to camel pose, letting the tops of the toes touch the floor. And here's where the pelvic tilt comes in handy to pay attention to. We'll keep a natural tilt, but we'll maintain this, which will start to create, will start to require some effort as we lift the heart up. Low hands come to low back, elbows reach towards one another, and if you desire, a back bend with the upper half of the back. This will express the heart open. It may be a little emotional. Staying strong through your abdomen, through your pelvis, through the legs. See if a smile can cross your face. And if the breath can become any more deep and smooth. And on your exhale, drop the hands down. Walk them forward into a puppy pose. So we'll drop the chest towards the ground, booty up towards the sky. Open up through the chest. This is a great posture to relieve some stress, sometimes nausea. Opening up through the heart again. Take another inhale. And exhale. We'll slide the booty towards the heels. And maybe the knees come a little bit wider. Depending on how your belly is feeling, you may drop down to child's pose from here, but I'll show you. We can bring the earth to us by creating some height. Child's pose is one of the ultimate surrendering and grounding postures, so make it as high as you need to, even coming onto the edge of the couch instead. Here's one variation. A great place to come to collect your thoughts and collect your breath. It's almost as if Mother Earth is embracing you. This intimate face-to-face interaction. So soften here, see if you can relax. See if we can practice action and rest interchanging. Rest not being something you earn. Letting all the muscles of the back slowly release their grip, as if warm honey is rolling down your spine, comforting and sweet. Check in with your intention and those questions. How am I feeling? How is baby feeling? Does this posture create space and breath or not? And make any changes to do so. Beautiful place to rest. So if you need more rest, stay here. You're ready for a little bit more movement before we end. Let's keep it flowing. Removing any props out of the way. We'll come right back onto all fours. You want to shake out the hips and reset a couple cat-cows. It's a great place. Then we'll slide the left toes back, letting the leg straighten. You can even let it hover just a bit. And then roll through that left knee in one direction, a couple circles, and then go in the other direction. Before anything else, kick that heel up into the sky, pulsate for 3, for 2, and then on 1, bring that foot to the outside of the left hand. Now, some bodies may not want to go from here to there. So get higher in the hands, blocks, or tippy tip fingers, or even take baby steps, right? How fitting. Take baby steps to get there. So your journey is all your own. And now we're in kind of a lizard low lunge, but we're also in something called a half squat technically. Squatting can be really nice and often used during labor, but depending how the pressure in your pelvis feels, doing a full-on squat both sides may not feel yummy. So here's another option for you. Go ahead and move the hips around. This can help release tension in the pelvis. Remember that. Find deep breaths in and out. This is a really fun posture, so check this out. We'll start to lift up. So I'm going to put my left hand on my left knee and use that support to come on up. And then the right foot behind me will come off to a diagonal. I'm going to fix the skin of my knee a little bit. And as I lift back up, I can extend my arms out. And now we're in a grounded warrior 2, right? Think of keeping the natural tilt of the pelvis. So if you're feeling yourself sticking your booty out, just bring it back to what your neutral would feel like and test that out. Remember what you're being strong for and take a deep breath in. Settle as you exhale, looking just past your fingertips. Inhale, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. A half bind behind you can be fun. As we exhale, we'll find forearm to thigh, extended side angle. So the right hand will come up to the sky, bicep towards the ear. But the shoulder's not loving that, that's okay. You can keep the hand as low as you'd like. We're in our own version of extended side angle. Deep breath into warrior 2. And as we exhale, we'll bring the hands back inside of that left foot and back to all fours. Let's modify a vinyasa. So we'll avoid going onto the belly together. So as you come down, maybe it's just a mini push-up, or depending how you're feeling, maybe you go to your half chaturanga. As we inhale, a back bend of your choice. Let's do a cow pose. And as we exhale, downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, lift the hips. Child's pose or puppy pose is also options instead of down dog. While you're here, explore, shifting, pedaling the feet, wagging your tail. What does it feel like to be here? Explore with me for 3 more breaths. Inversions often give us new perspective, but also kind of zhuzhes up the energy inside of us. Feel quite cleansing. All right, let's settle into our down dog. Drop the heels, even if the knees bend more. As we look in between the hands, you can tiptoe to halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Whew. As you forward fold, again, create space, wide leg, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. We'll go ahead and step back to your all fours. And this time, the right toes will slide back. Go ahead and let that foot hover. And then create circles with the knees. A few times in each direction. Before we go, bring that heel into the sky and pulsate for 3, for 2, and on 1, That top foot comes to the outside of the right hand, getting there its own way. So we'll drop down, exploring through the hips, little circles in our low lizard half squat. And then that back foot comes on the diagonal, right hand to right thigh if needed, and press on up. Here we go, warrior two. Pull the shoulder blades together and relax the shoulders. So you inhale, flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. As you exhale, extended side angle, forearms to thigh. Stay here for an extra breath. Making sure there's still lots of space inside body. Inhale back to warrior two. And exhale, the hands come in between, or inside the foot rather. And we'll take our own vinyasa. Come to your chaturanga. Inhale to a back bend of choice. An up dog can be great, just as long as you don't feel like you're overstretching. So be very mindful here. And exhale, downward facing dog, child's pose or puppy pose. The idea with a flow-based asana or posture class is that as we get into the same flow, each time it changes, each time we notice some more space and we learn new things. So take note of what's being revealed to you as we take one more inhale. Breathe into the belly and exhale, let it go. You look in between the hands. Come to halfway lift at the top of your mat. And exhale, forward fold, even with the feet. Widening your stance. As we inhale, we'll come to rise. You can squeeze the legs together, but some people say squeeze the legs apart as we lift. The pelvis tucks under the heart. So try what feels good. And as we inhale, the arms lift on up, a little back bend through the chest. And exhale, hands behind us. So coming into a clasp, if the reach is there, and if not, it's okay. You can always bring your hands just behind you. Or perfect example, you can use your shawl if you have one, whatever is nearby. And let the hands reach towards the ground as the heart reaches up. Beautiful. Dropping the shoulders, broadening through the collarbone. Feel the ground underneath your feet and that energy rising all the way through your body as you take another inhale. And another exhale. We inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. And exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, take your version of chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. So nice. We'll take one more cleansing breath here. Take a break whenever you'd like. As we breathe out, the heels drop. Look in between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We inhale, root to rise. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Check in. How are y'all feeling? Yeah, right about now, my heart's pumping a little bit more. I'm feeling pretty in control, but definitely working to maintain the breath. So as we inhale, we'll lift the arms on up. Maybe the palms touch at the top, and the right toes will slide back into Crescent Pose. Now, Crescent Pose may typically be like this in your normal practice, but let's explore a wider stance. So see how we're still parallel no matter if we're closer together or wider. Let's see what wider feels like. Does that create space for you? The back heel is up. Notice the tilt in the pelvis and what feels very supporting. Take a deep breath in And as we exhale, open up to warrior two. The back foot is on the diagonal. And again, the stance can be widened to suit us best. As we inhale, flip the front palm, reverse your warrior, reaching back. And exhale, extended side angle. So we've been here before, but it might feel quite different in a standing stance. So if this doesn't feel nice, maybe with a block, it feels way better. And take one more breath in. One more breath out. As we inhale, come back to your warrior two. And exhale, we'll just slide to step to mountain pose. So these standing poses are also balancing poses. We're not necessarily standing on one leg, but as we're shifting weight and gravity, and that's changing within our own bodies at this time. So be very mindful. So here we are at the top of our mat. In Tadasana, strong through the legs, grounded through the feet. As we inhale, arms lift on up. And as we exhale, we slide the left toes back and find crescent. This side probably feels a lot different than the other side. It's been through different things. So we'll honor and make adjustments. And on our next exhale, we'll open up to warrior two, changing the feet as we need. So you inhale, flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. And exhale, extended side angle. Find a soothing breath. In and out of the belly. Inhale back to warrior two. Find your strength. Exhale, dive down. Find your chaturanga. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful, beautiful friend. Child's pose is great right about now. If you're ready, come back to hands and knees instead. And we'll lift back to camel pose. Untucking the toes, lifting up high, hands to low back, heart forward. How does it feel now? See if you can lean back with the head, keeping the pelvis neutral. It might feel like you're pulling forward, so as long as there's no pain, it's okay. And exhale, puppy pose, drop the chest. Extend the hands in front of you, allowing the chest to open. If you want to go a little deeper, you can come to tippy tip fingers, just to create a little bit more height. And breathe. Slow it down. And very slowly, we'll come back to hands and knees, just enough to cross through the feet, through the ankles, and come onto your bum. One of my favorite postures, here we go. Bound angle pose. So the feet come together, kind of closed like a book. And this is a juicy, yummy spot for blocks or pillows underneath the knees if the pulling on the hip joint is too much. This is very nice. And what we'll do is, once we're settled, is bring the heart forward just like earlier and find a tilt until the hips feel a gentle and loving stretch, or you find a little space that's not agitating the back. The shoulders roll back and down the spine. Find ease in your face and in your hands and in your feet. Breathe in and out of the low belly. And just allow yourself to be in this moment. Take another breath here. Feeling ourselves ground and calm. become upright. So we have some options. We can first remove the blocks, but keep them handy. And we can stay right here with the knees really wide, the feet planted down, hands behind us, and just shift the knees left to right. And spend your time here. Or if it feels good to you, rolling all the way onto the back for happy baby, bringing the knees towards the armpits and soles of the feet towards the sky instead. And express anyway, just like a happy baby. Think of how they would be. They would laugh, or maybe they would cry or giggle. They just found out they have feet and they're kicking it out and just having a really good, curious time. Let the ground support your spine, every inch of you. Now we'll settle in for our Shavasanas, which is our final resting posture. You can lay down on your back, but that may not be comfortable depending how far along you are, where you're at in your journey. So here's one really cool option, is to create a ramp of sorts. And here's my faux bolster. So if you're able to take your couch cushions off, that's a great option. But you'll create a ramp to lay on. And if you have those blocks and need them underneath the knees, again, pillows can be nice. A great spot. Feet come together. Oh, yes, and then lay back. This can be an option for you. It's very open and spacious, closing the eyes, relaxing the hands down wherever feels most juicy and yummy. Another option is to side lie, bringing plenty of support in between the knees. And for the neck. What I love about getting into our final posture, corpse pose, is it gives us a time to honor the time that it takes to get comfortable. And so when we're not on the mat, the idea is that we are more vocal or more unapologetic just about our needs and what we need to get to a space of comfort and rest, because you deserve it. So lying down wherever that is, notice your body making its transition. It's a beautiful time of transition. Notice if you do need to shift a little bit more, or if your clothes start to tickle you, or if there's a hair kind of on the tip of your nose and you want to just adjust. Now is the time. Make those adjustments. Begin to recall that intention once again. Was it peace, love, patience, gratitude, healing? And now that the body has been given its time of movement with intervals of rest, now we fully rest. Now we can really relish in the stillness. So switching microphones so you can hear the sound bowls. As you rest, the vibrations will bathe you. Think of the vibrations washing over you, embracing you, comforting you. Being mindful of your breath, letting it grow even shallow, but not from strain this time. This time it's from relaxation. And if you fall asleep, it's okay. Allow yourself to just be.
We'll begin with the root, which is at the base of your spine, and the sacral bowl, which is right in the pelvis, right where baby is. And then we'll move on to the other sounds associated with the rest of the body. Take a deep breath in and exhale to begin. Notice what it feels like to be in stillness. What it feels like to rest, any resistance or any ease. Take a snapshot of this feeling. We'll gently bring the spirit back home to the body with the sound of a bell said to bring wandering spirits back. And with that, I want you to keep your eyes closed if they are closed, and deepen your breath. So bring the breath back into the belly, expanding. Exhale, pushing the air out gently. Reanimating the body. You can wiggle the fingertips, the toes, and gently begin to grow your movements enough so you can press up to a seat. But here again, we practice taking our own time to safely and calmly
So as you arrive to your seat and become more comfortable, more rooted, and gently lift the hands back up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale, hands to the heart, and bow your head. Together we communicate with baby. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the gift that is you. You are so loved and cherished, and we honor you by honoring ourselves and tuning in. From my heart to yours, it's been an honor to practice with you and share this special moment together. From my heart to yours, namaste. The light in me sees and honors you, and the light in you. Thank you so much. I hope you feel super rested and hopefully feeling really good in your body and in your heart. Um, if you have any questions, you can go to the comment section below or you can message me. I would love to be here for you, along with private. So if you want some more one-on-one time, if you're looking for some more, group classes are amazing and there's an amazing community there. But there's also some opportunity to have some, attention on yourself and get your questions completely answered in a small and more intimate way. And what I've noticed with my private prenatal clients is that, and postnatal clients, is that we do the movements, yes. We have our sound bath Shavasana, yes. But there's so much that goes into this part of your life that I also consider myself an emotional doula. So I'll check in with you. I'll ask you questions, give you feedback, give you tools like how to set boundaries around your phase of pregnancy and what you decide to do and how to communicate with other people. um, so much more. I want to be there for you on the yoga mat and beyond. But it's been an honor and a pleasure to be here. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And if you need me, prenatal, postnatal, regular yoga, it's all about calming down the nervous system and connecting with self. I would love to guide you. Have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you next time.